Top-tier members of the Daniel crime family have been targeted in a wave of terrifying attacks as Scotland's raging gang war erupted again. Cops flooded city streets after maniacs wearing masks went on the rampage in search of leading figures in the notorious Glasgow mob, with their bitter foes in the Lyons crew said to be behind the carnage. A Glasgow home linked to Robert Daniel, whose former garage in East Kilbride in Lanarkshire was targeted last year in a machete attack, was also on their radar. The terrifying incidents come just days after the garage was attacked by machete-wielding thugs said to be looking for Daniel gangland kingpin Francis Fraggle Green. A source said the properties targeted are all linked to the Daniel mob. It's all kicking off again. Thugs wearing masks turned up with weapons and were trying to get to people inside a house in Curzon Street. Neighbours ran into the street when they heard the commotion. It wasn't long before police were all over the area. The Lyons gang-linked Tamil Junto foot soldiers first struck in a Tuesday afternoon ambush at Kirkintilloch Industrial Estate, with cops working to identify those behind the madness. 43-year-old Fraggle is listed as an ex-director of the Kelvinside Motor Company site. He is the son of the late crime kingpin Jamie Daniel and a cousin of current boss Stephen Bonzo Daniel. A source said Fraggle had been there most of the day, but left not long before these guys turned up in a car wearing masks and carrying machetes. It was total pandemonium, with people running scared in all directions. The garage got attacked last year, but this was on another level. Now, just days later, another probe is underway after attacks on Robert Daniel, who's 51, and another family member. 6 uniformed officers stood close to a home at the centre of the drama, while plainclothes detectives were also on the scene, with several cop vehicles parked nearby. A female forensic officer was also seen carrying out the search of the home this afternoon. It's understood officers working under Operation Portalage, the crackdown on the turf war that kicked off in March last year, haven't ruled out a link to the ongoing feud. A police spokesperson said, at around 8:35 a.m. on Friday, we received a report of men with weapons at a property in Curzon Street in Glasgow. Officers attended and a search of the area was carried out. No person was traced and extensive inquiries are ongoing. There were no reports of any injuries. The incident comes after the same street was at the centre of a police sting that unearthed a huge drug stash that underworld sources claimed was linked to the Lyons mob. Police raided a property in October 2024 where they recovered 90 kilograms of cocaine, 23 kilograms of heroin, 19 kilograms of MDMA and around 5,800 diazepam and ecstasy tablets. A further 20 kilograms of cocaine was found in a nearby vehicle, bringing the value of the drugs to £5.5 million. The latest drama unfolds a month after Chief Constable Joe Farrell claimed the bitter feud had come to an end. The information was contained in the Chief Constable's assessment of policing performance for 2025-2026. The report claimed there had been a resolution of differences between rival groups. It stated Operation Portalage was instigated in March 2025, following a wave of violence between serious organised crime groups throughout the central belt of Scotland. What followed was a deeply concerning war between rivals that would span 6 months and cover the length and breadth of Scotland before there was a clear and obvious downturn in activity. The cause of that downturn was without question multifactorial, including the resolution of differences within the serious and organised crime community. However, the impact of Police Scotland and partners' efforts to coordinate, disrupt and detect offenders could not be understated. Last night, an underworld source claimed there is growing anxiety this could be the start of a new wave of attacks. The insider added, Fraggle is a nervous wreck at the moment. The garage was targeted last year and there was also an incident at Fraggle's house, but this was his luckiest escape yet. This is as good a sign as any that the war is far from over. We told how the violence kicked off more than a year and a half ago when a beauty salon was torched in the capital's Leith area. It was linked to the partner of caged cocaine kingpin Mark Richardson, whose associates were blamed for ripping off Lyons-linked Ross Miami McGill by using fake cash in a £500,000 drug deal. We told how gangland sources insisted a thirst for revenge over the Spanish murders of Eddie Lyons Jr. and Ross Monaghan in May last year meant the threat of reprisals would continue. Eddie's brother Stephen Lyons, who's 45, is currently in a Spanish jail awaiting trial over money laundering and organised crime charges. Meanwhile, 45-year-old Michael Riley, the man accused of killing the pair, is also in the Spanish jail system as he awaits trial over the murders. The whereabouts of former Union Bears ultra Ross Miami McGill from East Kilbride remains unclear.